Greg, you say that spider mites and tree nuts isn't really getting talked about enough this year when we're thinking about the large spectrum of pests that, of course, these growers and consultants have to deal with. I mean, how bad is the situation this year? What are you seeing?
We have had some novel insects come in. Carpophilus is very much in the news at the moment. There are navel orangeworm is perennially a problem in tree nuts, but the spider mites, for some reason, for various reasons this year, really blew up in some orchards, and we've had difficulty bringing them back under control.
Definitely. And so, why might that be? You have kind of alluded that some of the normal chemistries that growers and consultants have available to them just kind of aren't doing their job, but through lab tests, not necessarily seeing resistance. What could be some of the other causes there?
That's correct, Taylor. So typically when a chemical fails or a chemical isn't providing proper control, resistance is the first thing to blame. And that's not always the case. We take the mites, we take the insects back to the laboratory, test them for resistance, and when they come back susceptible, we'll have to look for different reasons why the application failed. And it's not always applicator error either. It's not always environment. There are other issues at play. It's been brought to my attention that there could be behavioral changes in the spider mite population, that they're just not consuming, absorbing, contacting the products in the same way they did years ago. And that has to be addressed in bringing the mite populations back under control.
Certainly. And so spider mites, like pretty much any other pest in tree nuts and in agriculture, you're not going to be managing them just through those chemistries. They take an integrated management approach to really get there. What do growers really need to be thinking about, and consultants also, in instances like this where the chemicals just really aren't taking care of business?
Outstanding point, Taylor. So in mite management, nitrogen management is key. Overuse of fertilizers can spur mites. Obviously, there are other insecticides for navel orangeworm control and others that will flare mites. Those need to be thought about in making those management decisions. Irrigation can play a key part in mite management, and keeping the water, keeping the trees hydrated at the correct level also plays a part in this process. But mite management is not just, as you say, relying on a single tool. It is a combined process of multiple issues.
Certainly. And, consultants and farm advisors, they're a wealth of information when it comes to this topic. How should growers be using these individuals to their advantage? Also, just talking to their neighbors as well who might be having similar or the same issues.
Information dissemination is the key. It's not enough to just look out the window of the pickup truck. Boots on the ground, in the orchard, looking at the predatory mites, looking at the other beneficial insects that are available, communicating with the consultants, the farm advisors, university resources, getting to know the neighbors, what's happening in an area-wide program instead of just focused on a small portion of landscape. All of these help to make decisions needed to properly make the management decisions, if that makes sense.
Fantastic. Greg, thank you for being here today.
Appreciate the time, as always.